Hi there. Otter droppings are known as spraints, and in this video we're going to look at the fine art of how to identify them. So it's often a good idea to start looking along a watercourse, although otters will travel a surprising distance between watercourses as well, so you might find spraints turning up in places you wouldn't normally expect. But beginning along a watercourse is a good idea, and we're going to look for prominent features, things like boulders sticking out of the water or beside the water, prominent logs, and also beneath bridges as well. Otters often like to deposit their spraints there. They're scent markings communicating different kinds of information, so they like them to be in pretty obvious places. So if we look along the water here, along this stream, if you follow me, we're going to find some otter spraint. So as we look down this stream, we're going to look for different features that might have a spraint on them. So in the distance there you can see a prominent boulder, and that one's actually got quite a greenish tinge as well. Sometimes that can be really obvious from a distance, and sites that are used really frequently for sprainting or have been used over a long period of time start to develop a lot of algae on them through nutrient enrichment. That can really stand out from quite far away, but not all spraint sites will have that on. And if we look a bit closer here, there's another boulder, and even from here you can see just in the top there's this dark mark there, and that's actually an otter spraint. So let's go closer, take a closer look. So as we look a bit closer we can see it's quite dark, and that's often a feature, a characteristic of otter spraint. It's quite tarry looking, and also you can see there's a lot of bone fragments in there. Otter spraint will really typically, as you'd expect, they contain a lot of fish, bones and scales as well. Otters do eat other things too. They'll eat amphibians, small mammals and birds, but it's really common to find fish remains in there. And if we try and break this one apart, it's quite crumbly. This one's fairly dry, which suggests it's not particularly fresh, and at the same time though, because it's quite dark as well, it's not super old either. But you can really see it's just absolutely full of fragments of bone. Another feature of otter spraint, I wish I could get to you through the screen, but technology isn't quite there yet. But otter spraint, the smell of it is often compared to jasmine tea, which I think is a really accurate description. And it might put you off jasmine tea a bit, but it's not a bad smell at all. And that smell can actually help distinguish otter spraint from mink scat as well, which can also be found along watercourses. There's other features too in the shape of the two different scats that can help tell them apart, but sometimes there's a bit of overlap, so the smell can be a helpful ID feature. So that's a few tips on identifying otter spraints. I hope you found this useful, and if you'd like to see more tracking videos, there's more in the pipeline, so do feel free to subscribe. And also you might like to head over to my website danpuplet.net, where you can find news of tracking courses coming up. So whatever you do, thanks very much for watching and happy tracking.